Okay, now I want us to explore other features that you can do with Bootstrap 4. So now there are lots of things that you can do when it gets to using Bootstrap. Let's just go to their website to check on their documentation. So just type Bootstrap 4. So then you see the documentation here. So now what I want you to pay attention to is what is here. I think we've talked about most things here: the layout, the grid system, and we've talked about it, the excess. All these, they are actually lots of talks, but it's just talking to you about the grid, this grid. So yeah, you can see colon LCN, colon LG that we've been talking about since all this while. And what I want you to pay the best attention to is the components here, because all the components cannot be taught. You have to learn them by yourself whenever you need anything uh, when developing your website or your page. So you'll be able to come over here and pick one or two things. For example, now these are alert boxes. Okay, you want an alert on your website. So for example, there are some websites that you just have to log in. Then when you log in, it's going to display, okay, you are welcome. So here is an example of what you need there. So you can just come here, copy anything here, then paste it inside your Bootstrap tag here. Let me just clean this. Let me remove the styling. So just paste it, then save it, then come here, refresh. You can see that it's actually appearing there. So whatever you need, you can get it from the Bootstrap 4 documentation. You can get it. So this is the alerts. So when you need a badge, there's something called badge. So let me open it. You would have seen something like this. Okay, like when you open your Facebook, you see, okay, you have like 6 notifications, 7 on open notifications. So this is what they are using for it. So this is it. So now, okay, you just have an h3 here. These things are very easy. It's very easy. Let's just try and do our own. Okay, you have a div with the class. It's not even a div. You have an h3. Okay, let's say chat. Let me call this one chat. Then you have an let me just preview this in the browser. So you can see I have a chat here. Then I can just say span. And it's this span that I'm going to do. Okay, you can see span. Okay, I have a span already. Then what I want to do is a badge. I have a badge here, but the kind of badge that I want, I can say badge or primary. Then inside this badge, I want to say, okay, like 10. Now let's come here and preview. You can see this is just all these things. I don't want you to just be like, okay, you want to be learning lots of things. It's very easy. So you just have an h3 here. You are not new to h3. It's just an HTML element. So here you put a text inside it. This is another text. This span is you are put another text there. So now this span, you want a badge. The name of this thing that you are putting here is called a badge. It's called a badge. Then the kind of badge, you want a badge primary. This primary is just like, I want this particular color. So I want a blue badge. That is what you are trying to tell Bootstrap 4. If I say badge success, you see what's going. You can see it's changing color. It depends on whatever you want to achieve. it depends on what you are planning on achieving. So now, even with core CSS, you can still you can still achieve this if you actually know what you are doing with CSS very well. So instead of us having a badge, let's just say we want our we want to name this B, so that we want to create our own badge. Okay, all these are things that you can achieve with core CSS, but just for it to be a little bit more nicer and saving you stress, so that is why we are using Bootstrap 4. So let me just say .b. I want to style my own span. Okay, before I start it, okay, let me delete this so that you can see that it's not appearing anymore. I want to style this 10. Okay, let me put it back. Okay, I'll just say background color, you can say green. Let's see. Okay, I can say color, you can say white. Let's see. You can see it's looking like it's a little bit. Okay, then I can just pad it. Padding, you can say 5 pixel. You can see it's looking more nicer. Okay, I can say border radius. I can say like let's say 10%. So that I can just give it a curved edge instead of a sharp edge. So 10% is not doing much. So okay, let's say 30%. You can see it's looking more like it. But with Bootstrap 4 classes, you can actually save yourself the stress. So that is why they have created lot of classes for you to use. Success. So now let me save it. You can see this is their own, and we have already showed our own too. So that is one thing that you can do. You can, when you want to use badge, you can just come here, copy a code. So this is another type of badge. Okay, you have a button. This is a button. Then there is a badge inside. So apart from that, okay, if you want something like this, these are things that you can do. Okay, badge prime. Okay, this was what I was talking about before. So you can see that different color. Primary means blue, secondary means black, success green, danger red. So that's one thing that you can do. So all these things, okay, you have different type of badges. So these are things that you can do with Bootstrap. Okay, we have another thing called breadcrumb. Okay, breadcrumb, you see, okay, this is how a breadcrumb look like. So it's just like you putting a link, then comma, then a slash, then you put under text. So instead of you just stressing yourself over it, you can just come here, copy a code, then paste it in your work. Paste it. Let me replace it with this, then come here and do it. You can see that it is actually appearing like a breadcrumb. So all you need is on the website. All you need, okay, you want a button, okay, you can see all you just need is the class. You create an HTML button. Okay, you create an HTML button. Okay, with this button, the class you just have to put is the btn. That means that, okay, you are telling Bootstrap, okay, this is a button. Let me just put the text, a button. So you are telling Bootstrap, okay, you are creating a button. If I decide not to put btn here, you see how it's going to be looking. You can see, but me telling Bootstrap, okay, I want a class of btn, you can see that it is actually appearing better. Then what type of btn you want? Btn, okay, btn success. So now let me just, you can see that it is actually creating a green button for me. It is going to take care of the background, and it's going to take care of the text color too. So that is why we are using the inbuilt classes. So there is another thing that you just have to take care of. If you want coming, let me see if this will actually work. Coming, let me see if it will work. So you can decide, okay, you want a bigger button. So when you want a bigger button, this is how you are going to do it. Just like how we are always saying, okay, colon lg colon lg4. So these three classes, okay, you want a button, fine. Your button you want is a large button. So if I say btn md, so then I want the btn to be success. So let's see, you can see that is a little bit smaller. If I say btn sm, you see is a little smaller. btn xs, I guess there's no btn xs, but whatever you want to do, the sizes that you want, so you can just put it there. If I say badge, this badge, okay, I want to alter this by badge lg. It's not actually working. It's not working. Badge md, let's see, it's not working on badge. But there are some certain elements that you can have the large version, you can have the small version, and you can also have the medium version, depending on how you actually like it. So if you want this, you can see that this is a little bit different from what you have been seeing before. Okay, kind of button, all you just need, okay, btn, yes, btn outline, primary. So you're just trying to tell it that, okay, you want a primary outline. This outline means border in Bootstrap. So okay, this is where I'm going. Okay, see the btn lg that I was talking about before. So you can see small buttons. So with that, you should be able to do more thing. Okay, here now you can even have the button as a block level element. So here you can see btn block, then btn lg here. So it depends on what you actually want to do with Bootstrap. So whenever you need any button, just come to their documentation, pick whatever you want, then you are good to go. And that property here is the button group. Okay, you want like you can see this looking like much of a navigation bar. So you can see, just group it, btn group. So btn group, so that's going to do it for you. Just have to come here, just copy the code, copy it, then you come to your code, you paste it, then everything is going to appear there. You can see, so whenever you need anything that looks like this, so just come to their documentation and copy it out, then you're good to go. So if you want different sizes, so there are other things that you can learn there. Okay, card, carousel. When you need a carousel, you see what a carousel looks like. Okay, when you want a slider, like something that will be sliding, you can see second slide. You want something that looks like this, you can just come here, then copy it, then you are good. So but one thing I want you to know is, I want you to pay more, because all these alerts, badge, breakroom, buttons, all these things is not actually things that you'll be working with, but the ones that are important, okay, drop down, form, the input group, the list group, the navbar, pagination, button. These are the things that you will be needing more importantly, like they are the most important aspect of it. So when you need a drop down, if you know what a drop down is, what a drop down is. A drop down is something that will look like this. Okay, just go here to a website, click this, then all this few text appears. So that's what we call it. Let me copy this, then replace it with what we have here before. Then if I refresh, you can see that I actually have something like that, but I don't know why mine is not doing the same thing. But that's basically how you are going to do your drop down. So form here, form the one that we've been designing so far. So whenever you need anything here, but there is no big deal here. They are just trying to help you to group it and making it look more nicer. Let me copy the form out. Let me copy it, then come here, paste. Okay, let me come here to refresh. You can see, but one thing is that they have actually styled it a little. You can see that it's bringing out some outline, like it's bringing out some outline here. So whenever you are typing inside the boxes, and they have actually used the label and used jQuery to hold it, that whenever you click on any label name, then it's going to focus on this input. If I click on example select, you can see it's going to focus here. Then if I click on this, it's going to focus here. So and so this is a text area too. If I click here, it's going to do the same thing for me. Then I can type. I don't have to just come inside the box first. If I click here, then it's going to activate the box for me automatically. Then I can type even without coming here to click the box. So these are things that Bootstrap has actually enabled us to do. Let's come back here. Let's come back. The input group is very important when you open it. The navbar, I want you to pay more attention to the navbar. So here, let me open the navbar. Okay, if I copy this out now, this is the example of what we want to achieve. So if I copy it, then paste it here, then you should be able to see the magic. You can see it's even bringing some styling there. So you can see the drop down is working here. Then there are a ton of things that you can learn from their documentation. So the pagination, we've used this before. So there are tons of things that you can do. You can come to the utilities. There are a few things there. So when we're talking about the color, then the display, float, they don't have much things to understand, except if you are developing for a screen reader, like you want a page, and like what I mean by screen reader is that there are some applications that will be reading your screen. So when it gets to some certain elements, and it doesn't understand what is actually there, so you can actually put some classes there that, yeah, when the screen reader get there, this is what it should pronounce, because it's not actually viewing the elements but the text that are there. So I want you to pay attention to the borders that we're talking about here. The border, we have the border top, border color here. They used outline before, so here you can use border. So border primary, border secondary. So the colors are also there. The color, okay, this is second, the black is looking secondary. So that's how you just find your way through the Bootstrap documentation.